What's up, kids? Chris here. Just trying to make sure I got enough light in the kitchen to actually get something done here. So yeah, super good question. Karen? Sorry, I just posted it in there and didn't pay attention to the name. I think it was Karen. Anyway, having a cohort or live mastermind, some kind of group thing that you're doing on your own and teaching, making money doing it, and really helping people out is such a cool thing, and it's a super easy thing to do. So super good question, Karen. Now, easy, yes, and some nuances that'll kind of help you not trip over yourself and make it so much faster. Absolutely. What's up, Sian? Great to see you. So here's kind of the thing. Let's think through, should you even have a paid group first, right? So a lot of people who do a paid group, like a mastermind or a cohort or some kind of, even like group challenge where people are paying to be in there for a week, people who do that typically are either coaches or mentors or something like that. They love speaking. They're kind of in that niche already or in that space already, or they're the kind of people who are doing a really cool done for you service, but have a lot they can share and teach, and they want to not just do the work for people, but they actually want to share the work that they do and show people how to do it. All right, so that's kind of the categories of folks who usually jump into this. That's my category. I love having a digital agency, and I love teaching that model. I have my own digital agency. I do that work. My team and I do that work. It's called Senthold, SENTHOLD. That's what we do. I love teaching the model, so that's why I teach here. So having your own group, though, is super easy to do. You just simply need to, let's talk form and format for a second, what you would be doing. You need to first kind of put together a basic content set, things that you know you can teach, things that would actually bring real transformation. That's so important. Not just dumping your knowledge on someone, but actually dumping the kind of knowledge in enough steps and tactical, like actionable things where people can get in the right mindset and take the right actions to actually make a change in their life. So whatever it is that you're an expert at, teaching that is really easy to do. You just want to make sure that teaching actually produces a result in that person's life, okay? In their life, their business, whatever it is that you do. If you're a health and wellness coach, that they get healthier. If you're a business coach, that their business thrives in the way that you've promised it would as you teach them. Okay, that's kind of the basic premise. But you don't want to go too far with that structure. You don't want to go ahead and lay out 8 or 12 or weeks or 6 months worth of material, because as you start teaching, you're going to begin to realize that there's a lot going on in the groups that you didn't know they needed to understand. You're an expert to a level that you probably forgot some of the early stages and didn't realize, oh my gosh, I forgot that I even didn't know that. And that's the stuff you got to start teaching. So make sure your outline that you're kind of crafting and building and setting up is loose and able to flex and change and be added to. That's important. All right, now that's what you want to teach. That's kind of the things you have to accomplish. But then people kind of go in this rabbit hole of, do I need a funnel? Do I need a website? How do I host all this stuff? All that kind of thing. At first, just keep it simple. You don't need a website for it. You don't need all this fancy stuff. You don't need a funnel. Those are things to attract clients. So if you need to attract clients, we'll talk about that in a second. But for actually running and teaching and doing the thing and showing your expertise, you don't need all of that. You just simply don't. So make sure that you focus on really creating something that's going to change someone's life. That's what's most important, all right? That's really what's most important. Then you just need to invite people to join that process with you, right? You need to invite them into your world. Say, hey, here's the process we're going to go through. I used to be like you, and I used to be where you are, whatever that is in your space, your market that you're working in. And here's where I've come and what I've accomplished and what I've done. And I want to show people how to do that, right? So you take people through that progression, and that's simply inviting people into that world that you're building. And if that world for you is, what if you want to call it a mastermind, a cohort, a 5 or 4 week challenge, or whatever you want to call it, they're paying you to learn from you. Then you could reach out to existing Facebook groups you're part of. You could reach out to a mailing list, your current Rolodex, all your friends and family on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, obviously wherever you hang out, and YouTube, whatever it is, and just let people know. And getting that first group is usually pretty easy. And getting the first round of at least 5 or 10 people or more, ideally, it's really easy. We can talk numbers in a second of how many folks you should have in your group. But that's really important. Get that first group in there, get transformation, get it moving, all right? Some people think that you should charge less for that first group, like it's a beta group or something like that. I actually don't think so. I think you should just go all in, charge what you want to charge. The first group actually is going to be way cooler than any other group you have, because you're going to spend so much time with them that giving them a beta group discount is kind of backwards. because they're getting more of your time and more of your expertise, and you're crafting a course around them. They're the ones who are getting the big win there, even more than the second or third or 15th group you do or whatever. Let's talk price for a second. If you're doing a paid group, I wouldn't do anything in a paid group standpoint for less than $5,000 a seat. And I would get way above that if you can, just because it takes a lot of your time. All right, so you're gonna bring 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 people into it, whatever, and you need to get paid for that. And yeah, a group is efficient, but a group also takes a decent amount of work, right? You gotta be there, you gotta be present, you gotta be able to manage that, and you're gonna probably need to bring in some staff eventually, some VA help or somebody to help you just kind of keep that thing going. So make sure that you absolutely charge enough, okay? If you're down in that, 2,000-3,000 US or less mark, that's kind of more like an online course, something that would be automated, and you can kind of go that direction first. Now, if you're gonna think about building an online course, a lot of people think about that, and that's a great place to pivot from once you have a paid group, because the content you're creating for your group and the way it's selling and the way people are engaging with it will actually inform a lot of what you're gonna do in your paid electronic delivery course, basically, an e-course, some kind of automated learning system where they're watching your videos, doing your templates, whatever. So super great question, Karen. You can totally do that. Karen, I don't know you in person. Obviously you can reach out and we can jump on a Zoom call or something. If anybody has more questions about this group, this is something my team and I do quite a bit of, and I don't mind jumping on a Zoom call myself or one of our coaches on our team to answer questions, because having your own group is really, really fulfilling. It's one of, it might be my most favorite thing I do professionally is having a mastermind. I really, really love it. I love it because, and you will too when you do your own. I love it, Natalie, great to see you. I love it because I get to involve myself in people's lives. And when you have your own group, you're gonna get to change people's lives. You're gonna see that change happen, and you're gonna be part of it in a way that you could never be part of if you were doing anything else, even done for you services. There's something unique. We do a lot of done for you services for our clients, but the mastermind teaching structure, that plan, that process, walking that part of that person's life with them and seeing them take action, ownership, and actually realize the changes that you've experienced and others experienced before them even, is really fulfilling. Yes, you can make money doing it. Yes, you can impact a lot of people. Yes, there's so many things that you can do as an extension of that. If your business allows it, mine doesn't do this, but if yours does, you can actually do done for you services after they've been in your mastermind. There's so many cool ways to let people ascend and go through your process. But that's up to you. All of that's super fun business success, but honestly, the heart that you will have and the change you'll see in people's heads and their hearts and their lives is just absolutely phenomenal. So yes, absolutely, Karen, you got it. Crush this thing, go do a mastermind. Now, the one thing you gotta throw in there, and by the way, I'm about to wrap it up. Anybody has any questions about how to have your own mastermind or if that's the right thing for you, fire away in here before I wrap up. The one thing that I wanna bring up there is if you're really uncomfortable talking to people or being on Zoom calls or whatever, if that's just totally uncomfortable to you and you really hate it, then having a paid group cohort structure, mastermind, group challenge, whatever, people paying to keep you on camera and interact with them might just bug you to death. You might hate it. So kind of check in with your own personality and your own skill set there. If you love being on camera or if you love interacting and teaching, but you're still nervous with the camera, don't worry, just get started. You'll get comfortable with the camera. But if you just really hate talking to people and you're more of an introvert and you're like, this exhausts me, then you may not want to do it. So that's just kind of a heads up there, because you will be talking to people a lot. But if you do like hanging out with people and talking to people, it will be more interesting and fulfilling and fun than just about anything you do professionally. So there you go. I don't see any other questions popping up here. So Karen, thanks for the question. I hope that gave you the direction you needed. Again, as always, anybody has questions about that, feel free to reach out. We can do questions here, jump on a Zoom call and answer questions. Totally have plenty of time to do that. So we'd love to help in any way we can. All right, folks, talk soon. Enjoy your Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. I say this just about every week on Thursday. Be sure you take time off on the weekend. Check out of work a little early on Friday. Make sure you shut things down on Saturday and Sunday. Just take a break. All right, just relax, enjoy, stop, let your brain reset, refresh, and get back on track so you can crush it next week and get back after it. And love what you do, right? Sometimes the exhaustion, we lose the passion and love for what we do because we're just so overworked and tired. And you can get that back. So take those breaks on Saturdays, Sundays, weekends, middle of the week, whatever's right for you in your world. But make sure you take that little bit of time off to get out there, refresh, and get your heart back, and get your love of what you do back, and enjoy the work you do, enjoy the life you have, and enjoy the stuff you get to jump back in on. All right, guys, talk soon. Talk to you probably on Monday, because I'll be taking tomorrow off, and we'll catch up then. Bye.